What role do you think you play in my story?
In your story?
Yeah, because this is about me. This is all about me. I don't care about you. This is about me. This is about me and Jake. But Jake's not in the frame, so this is about me.
I would say we have a complicated relationship because I really felt like as a kid I needed to take care of you and shelter you. And I feel like we just recently have started to move past that.
Yeah.
Shall we pose?
Do you think we'd be friends if we weren't sisters?
Probably not. We don't really have a lot in common.
What do you mean?
We have very different political views. We have very different thoughts on society. We have very different tastes and style. We do like the same foods. We do like the same food, for sure.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I would follow my sister around everywhere. I wanted to be hanging out with her friends. I wanted to do what she was doing. I wanted to wear the clothes that she was wearing. And for a really long time, there was this protective cocoon in doing that. Because if I stepped where she stepped, then I wouldn't be able to fall.
Want to see my takeout boxes? Some croissants.
Oh my god.
And I have some croissants. Oh wait. I have croissants.
I would say making the decision to move down here was something that was very vulnerable just because I don't have a group down here already. This is the first place I've moved in a long time where I didn't already have a group of friends established.
Mm-hmm.
I guess working with hotels, like no matter where I went, I would always know somebody and I'd always have a friend there. And here, I really only knew one person coming down here. I didn't know the neighborhood. This was a true, like, I really like this destination. It feels like home. It's the perfect job. So I'm willing to take the move to better myself, not necessarily to move here out of full comfort.
Mm.
Both Eliza and I left home almost the moment that we turned 18. She moved to South Carolina. I moved to Boston 2 years later when I turned 18. And there's been almost no looking back. I think even in our childhood, at least for me, there was a definition of home that we didn't establish. And I'm still figuring out what that definition is for myself. I think home and belonging are two different feelings. I think that you can feel at home in a place, but it doesn't mean you might belong there, and vice versa. You might belong somewhere in a place you aren't able to call home. But one of the things that I have discovered in doing this and really getting to spend time with my sister in the last couple of weeks was realizing, wherever you are, there is a home for me.
I guess if I was like looking back to childhood days, the other night when we were watching a movie and we were both sitting on the couch, I was thinking of how we used to like sit on the ends and like put our
this thing.
I'd say that's a pretty good memory. That game that we used to play.
Would you say that we were close growing up?
I would say we were always close. We got closer after I left for college.
Distance makes the heart go fonder.
Yeah. Like we always enjoyed spending time together, I feel like, but we were really separated throughout high school. And
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a specific memory of Eliza and I growing up that I would say is my favorite. But I do, one of the things that, like, when I think about all of this is I just think about all the times that we would just laugh at the stupidest thing, or just something that's like mundane, but we would find so funny, and we would laugh for hours and hours and hours. And that's kind of what comes to mind. You know, we would be at each other's throats sometimes. We'd beat each other up, we'd fight. But at the end of the day, she was still my sister, and I could still go into her room and laugh. That never went away, and it still hasn't, and I don't think it ever will.
Are you a dinosaur? And you've lived a lot of places. You've lived in San Francisco, you've lived in Washington, D.C., you've lived in Charleston, grew up in Reno. What makes this place feel different than the other places in terms of like feeling like home?
I don't know. So home for me is not really a destination. I would say it's more of a feeling of like warmth and like being surrounded by those that you love and care about, which is kind of funny because I don't really have that down here. But when I walk outside, I just breathe easier. It's a different lifestyle than I had in DC, and it's easier to walk out and just enjoy taking the dog for a walk and not feeling like guilty for not always pursuing my career as the next step and always keeping myself busy and networking and things like that. Here you just can be.
I feel like your nervous system is sort of regulated here.
Yeah.
Already defined this, but like, what is your definition of home?
It's just being surrounded by those that you care and love about, and having like that sense of community where it doesn't necessarily need to be a place. We can be holed up in a cabin in the mountains and it's gonna feel like home because I'm sitting there having a coffee with my closest people. It doesn't necessarily need to be a location.
Like a sense of belonging.
Yeah. Don't be so stubborn.
You need that advice to yourself. That's not something for yourself. That's your advice to yourself now, because you don't listen when anybody tells you anything.
But when I was 17, I was a go-getter, but I was still like, this is what I want for my life. And that's not how my life has turned out by any means. But be a little bit more flexible when other opportunities arise, and don't fear them. I would probably play an interesting role in your movie because I've always been there, but our relationship has changed a lot, and in some parts it's pretty comedic.
I'd say it's more comedic than not.
Yeah.
So when we get to each other's, like, at each other's throats. You're so weird.
I do. Just be like,
Don't be scared. I've done a lot of things out of fear. I still do a lot of things out of fear. Push through it. If you get to the other side, it's better.